one thing that's going to be really important is that if you have a phone that's not on your laptop, you're going to want it here because you're going to want to take pictures of a lot of free things that we are going to be giving away. And speaking of giveaways, we are going to have our giveaway that we're going to give. It's going to be the day two giveaway. It is going to be an eat more, lose more, feel full, satisfied, finally in control while your body gets leaner. We're just going to call it our volume eating guide. If you want that, both mine and Sarah's Facebooks are getting way too many messages. So you are going to have to text us. That text number is 1-844-524-0694. So if you're watching that in the replay, either live or on the replay, we had a lot of people on the replay. That is 1-844-524-0694. Again, that's the day two giveaway. Okay. So it's very exciting. It's going to help you eat more food, right? And still lose fat, which is the entire goal. All righty. It says that this is recording. Is it recording? Yes, it says it's recording. Okay. So today is day two. We're going to talk about how it's 100% possible to love your body all day long. And we are going to give you the nutritional roadmap to balance your hormones and melt your belly. All right. So I'm a little discombobulated because of the situation of losing my Zoom, but it's okay. It's all good. We are on day two, view slideshow. All right, it's a little slow. Okay, so we're going to talk about some things that are results of poor nutrition, yo-yo diets, right? And I want to just tell you, just if anybody can relate to this in the chat, kind of let me know if you've ever like been, you're saying I'm good right now. I'm not eating carbs right now. I'm on a good path right now. I'm not like eating sugar right now. If you've ever said those words, let us know in the chat, right? Or right now I'm being bad. I'm cheating. Anyone ever use that language? Am I the only one who's ever been there, ever used that type of framework, right? Or I really want to, like, I'm doing okay, but I really want to be my best self, right? Can I move the fathom thing? Yes. Did I do it, Sarah? Move the fathom thing you said? Okay. So, okay, I really want, like, I'm doing good right now, but I want to look great. Like, I look okay, but I know I can look better. Oh, I'm having a cheat day. Yes, yes. Okay, so we're going to talk about things that can happen. And this is even for people, right? Like on the GLPs yet, right? We want to eat optimally because we still our nutrition, and that's what we're talking about, still affects what we eat, how we feel, and how we look, right? So, which I like to feel good every single day, and I like to look my best, my personal best, every single day. So, insulin resistant, right? So your body becomes less responsive to insulin, right? Leading to high blood sugar, prediabetes, type 2 diabetes. The more oh yeah, Catherine, the more bad diets you do, the more you keep doing good, you keep being bad, the more you are likely to do type 2 diabetes, right? Or any other heart disease, right? So once you have something where you can do, right, with good quality nutrition, right, that's what you want. So that's what we're looking at, poor gut health. So I don't know, this is very much how my body was affected. Let me know in the comments if this has been you. Bloating, cramping, flatulence, immunity, and this is me, depression, mood fluctuation, brain fog, poor concentration. Okay. Number three, adrenal fatigue. And that speaks to, okay, if anyone have trouble sleeping, have trouble concentrating, have trouble, your body kind of aches sometimes or has ached right? Sometimes you feel a little stressed, excessive cortisol. Ever heard of that? Mm, you are not alone. All right, number four is that metabolic adaptation. So guys, this like so your body adapts, right, to like that calorie deficit, right? When those like really little diets, right? We've had clients who have been on like 500-calorie diets, not with us, but in the past, and then and then eventually you're going to break because who can keep on that, and that's super unhealthy, right? And then they don't function, and then their body they can't once they start eating, eventually break and they eat everything in the world. Has anyone ever been there? Any, or am I the only one, right? Your body adapts. Yes, the starvation diets, right? And then when you suddenly stop and go crazy, what happens to your weight? And then lastly, that feeling defeated, feeling confused. Um, and this to me speaks the most because the toll on the mental health is the worst, right? Because how we feel affects how not only health, right, but how we show up, right? So how we show up, how we feel about, and especially now with, I don't know about you, Instagram and all the stuff. Is anyone confused? Let me know in the comments. I'm confused. Let me know in the comments if you're a little bit confused about what you should be doing. Nobody's confused? Maybe I don't have to say anything because, oh yeah, comparing self. It is so confusing. It is very confusing. So, yes, yes, we're gonna break it down for you in a general thing, and everything here will be based on science. So one thing that we walk our clients through, but we're gonna kind of tell you a little bit, is the three phases of fat loss. Okay, fat loss to a healthy lifestyle, right? So this is just the truth, and I'm gonna be very clear about this. Sorry, my thing is over here. So your first phase, right? And this is what most people only do is their fat loss phase, right? They just focus on that first phase, right? So the first phase is obviously losing the weight or getting in your shape, right? So here we are. And usually what people do for the first phase is they do those crazy things, right? They do the starvation diets, they cut out carbs, they do things that don't last, and then they get to their goal, right? And then they're like, okay, I'm done. And then that weight comes right back up. If you've been there, let me know. Been there, done that. Okay. Nobody's been there and done that. Oh, goodness, that is amazing. Guys, I just want to remind you that the winner of today is the person who's most engaged. Okay. So yes, yes. Okay, so the fat loss phase, right? We want to get through the fat loss phase, but the way we do the fat loss phase, that's where you want to be different. And that's what we're going to kind of go through today. How you do the fat loss phase, how you lose the fat. You want it to be super yeah. And some people have, but don't give up. It's possible for everyone to lose weight. Okay, so the fat loss phase, we want to do it the right way, right? We want to do it eating real food, and we're going to get into all that, right? Then, once we get there, we want to not have metabolic adaptation. So, first of all, we'll get into we don't want a very severe fat loss phase where it's not sustainable. We feel the urge to stop or we don't keep going. But then we want to, and this is what needs to happen and how we are a very different program, but you can learn, you can, talk about this. You have to gradually get yourself out of fat loss, right? So this is a very strategic process, right? So once you are at where you want to be, you don't just go back to your old self. You have to continue with your habits. You gradually increase your fuel, your food, right? Without gaining back the fat that you lost in phase one. And then you eventually get to maintenance, right? So you have that balance. You know how to navigate life. You know how to navigate vacations, right? And enjoy them. You know how to go out to eat. You know how to have all the fun things and also life, right? Things are going to happen. Things are going to happen. There's going to be deaths. There's going to be diagnoses. There's going to be all this real shit that's going to happen that we need to take into account while you lose the fat, while you reverse burn, and while you maintain, right? All those things are really, really important. So once you get through those three phases, right? That's kind of like what it takes going through the three phases, right? And getting the being held accountable and getting that support, right? So write this down, take a picture of it, do what you need to do, and understand that whether you do it on your own or whether you do it with help, these are the three phases to not only lose the weight, but maintain the weight, right? And this is just, we have helped over 1,100 women in the last 12 years do this. So we do know what we're talking about. And it is 100% possible for you all to do this as well. Okay. So this is where we want you guys to take your pictures, right? So you're at a stage, right, in your life where you need a system, you need solutions, you need to fuel your body. And as part of this system is knowledge, because knowledge is power. So when you have the tools, the knowledge, and the skills, you know what to do, and that comes with confidence, right? So we we are going to cover that today. So I want you to look at the protein right here. Every single person, we recommend when they start, right, that they look at the, sorry, I have to move this because I can't see, that they eat protein at every single meal as much as possible. So I would take your phone and take a picture of this. This is the best, sorry, this is this is the best type of protein to have. When we're looking at protein at every meal, these are the lean proteins. So I know we have some vegetarians, just to be clear, the plant-based proteins here are also protein and carbs put together. So a lot of people think beans are protein, and they have protein, but they also have carbs in them. So here on the left are a ton of protein foods. It keeps you satisfied. It reduces your cravings. It helps you build muscle and lose fat. It helps you stay in that caloric deficit. And it helps you feel good and look good, right? So I would definitely take a picture of this and try to incorporate these at every meal. The goal, especially as a starter to start, is to get about 30% of your food from protein. Yeah, I've noticed that a good protein intake. I'm not hungry. Um, so it's when you are making a meal, you really want to think, where is my protein? A lot of people think this is very simple. A lot of people think they know. Yes, it can cover the carb category too. It does cover the carb category too. That's why it's tricky with vegetarians, because getting that protein is harder as a vegetarian. Okay, so one thing I want to say, a lot of people think they're eating protein and they don't realize that they're not eating enough protein. So this list helps. 30 grams of protein per meal is a great, great start. Yes. So I'm going to let Sarah answer the questions in the chat because there's a lot of questions in this chat, which is great. Yes. And so that is a really, really great. And so this is general information. What we do with our clients is we give very specific, right? But this is very helpful. Now, before I share, well, I can just share this now. These are veggies. So many people are not getting enough veggies. So veggies, we are here. We're talking about gut health, your digestive system. They help adrenal fatigue, and again with insulin, right? So take a photo. This should help with grocery shopping, right? The first photo, the second photo, it's super important to get your veggies in. It is we hear protein all the time, but we also ignore these natural veggies and fibers. Okay. I really encourage people, there's a lot of people who sell supplements out there and all this stuff. I really encourage you to get your micros with real food. So that kind of stuff. So that's really important. Fruit is also super important. We teach a little bit more, well, a lot more about this in our in our, paid program, like why and the comparisons and how much, but know that your vegetables are super important, not just for, of course, gut health, all this stuff, but to feel better. And then carbs. So take a photo of this, but I will tell you right now, if I don't eat a carb with every meal, I'm going to be hungry 3 minutes later. And I look and I feel very good. You need carbs for your brain. You need carbs for cortisol. You need carbs to manage metabolic adaptation. They help with fatigue. They help with stress. They help keep you full. Okay. So we want to keep that. I want you to look at all these things. It's super important. This is not the only list of carbs, right? But these are just super, that's just kind of a list of carbs to start choosing from. I would take a picture using my phone. Um, when we are looking into programming our clients, we choose for in the first phase is the fat loss phase. So we always give them their specific calories, right? When you are planning your meals, eating your meals, tracking your meals, a lot of times we miss what in our program we call the BLTs. These are the bites, your licks, and your tastes. So a lot of times we're not including the things that we didn't mention here, sauces, oils, all those things. Those are the things that aren't on here. They're not listed up here, but they really add up. I'm not saying don't eat them. I eat treats every day. I eat chocolate every single day. I eat the things I love every single day, but I know how. I eat pizza every week. I drink wine. Well, I'm on a little alcohol break right now, but usually I drink wine or a cocktail every week. That is important part of the process. If you are not including the things that you love as part of your, I don't want to say program, but lifestyle, because our clients can attest, right? It should be a lifestyle. You are not going to continue doing it. And that is super duper important, right? You have to learn how to do this where you can enjoy it. Okay? Yes. So, okay. So now get your cameras out again. We want to feel good. We want you to feel good. So we're going to give you some meal examples and I want you to take some photos here again. So we talked yesterday about perfection, right? And how we're trying to focus on progress over perfection and that thing in our head, right? That myth in our head, like, I can't do it. Right? I want you to break the cycle, right? And I want you to look at these meals. Oh, I already went through this. Okay. I want you to copy these meals. And by copy, I mean take a picture of them. We have two. Notice something about these meals. You can take right in the chat. They're super simple, right? These are not complex meals. They are real food, very simple, Ooh, yeah, put them on repeat. Yeah. So one thing that we do recommend with our clients is to kind of eat a couple similar breakfasts a week, a couple similar lunches, and then kind of get variety with dinner, right? So, but if you look at this dinner, it does not take a very long time to make. And now here is meal two. I love not every meal is a big production. Go ahead and take a picture. Um, we are very simple. Both Sarah and I, if it takes longer than 20 minutes, we are not going to make it. And that is the type of, we always say meals that we provide for our clients. Keep it simple. So, progress over protection. So, yes, writing break the cycle. So, breaking the cycle of I'm just going to start over Monday. I'm just going to wait till the holidays. I'm just going to wait till after my vacation. Now is just not a good time. I just went out to dinner and I ate too much. Might as well go and just snack all night. Anyone ever said that? I'll just start over next week. All those things, right? So, all of those things, right? We say them out loud to our friends. We say them in our head. We say them to justify ourselves, right? To justify. But the truth is, this leads to a terrible relationship with our bodies and with food, right? It also impacts other people, not just us. It impacts our children. It impacts how we show up. So we have Heather here. She lost, she's 41 years. Well, this was at the time, right? She was 40 pounds down in 5 months, and she has maintained that, right, for 3 years. So I want to be clear, this is not a this is not an MLM. This is not food plan we're selling you, right? Where we deliver you food. This is a real thing that you're learning from. You're learning real information. Yeah, talk and walk the walk. Right. This is what we want for you, right? Learning, it's a long-term solution, right? Um, and we want you again, the goal is to eat more. All right, so now just a reminder, a really big reminder to text us day two giveaway because the day two giveaway is all about understanding volume. It's understanding volume eating. Okay. So, volume eating, eating the most amount of food possible while still losing volume, body weight. Please text us at 844-524-0694 because we are not able to really message people because of all the messaging we're getting. Um, so if you're sitting here and listening to this today, and we've had several calls being booked yesterday, and you're like, I'm so ready. Let us know if this feels like you. I know we got lots of people on here. Summer's coming on the live or on the replay, and I want to be, I want to be part of this movement, right? And we talked about this yesterday. Suffering is a choice, right? But it's not optional to be healthy. And I can speak personally to that. The time is today. If you're sick and tired of saying, now is just not a good time. I'm just going to start over Monday. I'm going to wait till after the holidays. Think about how many years you have said that. And more like how old you are, right? 79 is a woman's average age. I want you to think about how old you are, right? Your kids, where are you? Your kids are getting older and summer is just around the corner. Is now a good time to change your habits, your routine? Do you want to set your goals now, your habits, right? So the time is now to start to make that vision come true. So we do not believe in an all or nothing mindset. We eat a lot, we fuel our body, we do strength training. We prioritize our kids. Sarah and I and our community, we're real people. We have our own struggles, we have our own challenges. We have a vision for you guys, okay? Um, I have a vision of you guys like so many things. Walking out of the shower and not recognizing that reflection staring it back at you in the mirror, right? I want you to feel like your old self. I want you to feel fantastic when you're intimate with your spouse or partner. I want you to be excited to take family pictures, right? Versus hiding behind that camera. I want you to ask other people to like take the picture instead of you always being the one taking the photos because you want to be in there. I want you to model a healthy lifestyle for your kids. It feels good, so good to like I don't worry about keeping up with my kids. I want that for everyone. I want you to break the cycle. I want you to not be in pain both physically and emotionally because I know what it feels like on that end. I don't want you to live with heart disease, which is the number one killer of women. I want you to have great self-esteem and not to be consumed by thoughts of food constantly, your body, or have like negative self-talk. I want you to feel, look, and be amazing. So, this is why we do this every single day. And if you're anything like me, you probably want someone to tell you exactly what to do and exactly what to eat for your body because all of our bodies are different. So, I heard someone say, well, what should we do for phase one? Everybody is different and we don't know until we talk to you. So, if you really want to implement this personally, and have amazing accountability to help you, get the results you want and stay with them forever today. Again, we are offering 25% off when you schedule a call. So again, we're going to leave our form to schedule a call. And this isn't saying like you're definitely going to work with us because we both have to see if we are a good fit. But our clients, we've several clients here, and I think that their results speak for themselves. So again, message us day two giveaway. And if you are, you've been frustrated for years and you, want to feel and look your best, not just by the time you get to summer, because you will, but for good, this is definitely the place to be. I hope everyone had a wonderful, wonderful day.
You want me to
Um,
do the name wheel for the giveaway?
I almost forgot. We are giving away a food scale today, which is super exciting. Sarah, I'm so sorry.
That's okay. So I put everybody who is super active in the chat in a wheel of names, and the winner today is Lori Von Wald. So congratulations to Lori. You will be winning the food scale. So yeah, you reach out to us, send us a text, and let us know so we can make sure we connect and get that sent over to you.
Yay! Congratulations, everyone. Have a wonderful day. We will talk with you soon. Bye, everyone.